In the beginning, when time began, our world was perfect. Our Creator God shaped the mountains, formed the seas and spread out the skies. He spoke and plants grew. He spoke and creatures roamed and birds flew. And then He made us. What dignity to be God's representatives on earth, to look after His creation, a perfect world of beauty and order that reflected the God who made it. We lived in harmony with one another, with creation, with God. Can you imagine a world like that? Of course not. When we look out our windows and walk down our streets, we know our world is not perfect. We have broken God's creation, turned His order to chaos and beauty to decay. The sin in our hearts has spilled out and stained our relationships with God, with people, with the world. We've thrown away our responsibility to look after God's creation. Instead, we take and we waste, without a moment to measure our impact on God's world and God's people. But God didn't throw away His creation and start again. He came down to His world, walked through the mess we've made of it. He didn't take, He gave. He died for a selfish, greedy people who didn't think they needed saving. And He spoke of a perfect world, made whole and new again. A new eternal earth, secured by His triumph over sin and decay and death. But what about now? Temperatures are rising. Floods, droughts, storms and fires are becoming more frequent and extreme. Here at home we might read the headlines and notice changes like flooding or heat waves. But people living in poverty across the world are being hit first and worst. We have a choice to make. We can choose to look after, value and protect God's creation. We can choose to take a lead in living responsibly and lovingly towards God's people, near and far. We can choose to respond to the climate emergency now, instead of continuing to push people further into poverty and our world further into chaos. And we can choose to let the love God has shown us overflow to others as we share our hope of the new heavens and new earth, God's promised and forever perfect world.